All right, what is going on, guys? So as you just saw from the edit, we were just riding around on the Ristretto 303 FS Green Canapa Founders Edition. You've never heard of a bike like that because this is one of a kind bike. So essentially, Nick and myself met the owner of this company, Ristretto, right here. As you can see, we got some branding on here. His name is Christopher. He's a really, really dope guy, and we met him a few weeks back. We rode around on these bikes. We got to know him really, really well. And today we, as you guys saw, got to ride the bikes again. And so we decided, through talking with Christopher, that we were actually going to do a giveaway for one of these bikes. Now, this bike right here is a $4,000 value in this bike. Honestly, guys, I've never ridden anything as fun as this bike right here. You guys know I have my boosted board. I've ridden a lot of different, like, cool shit in my life. This thing is amazing. You have the screen right here. It has Bluetooth on it. There's a bunch of different modes that you can use. It absolutely flies. So what you're gonna have to do to enter this giveaway for the Ristretto 303 FS Founders Edition in green Canapa is exactly what we're giving away. This bike is, you're gonna have to go over to my Instagram and enter the giveaway. My Instagram link's gonna be right down below, as well as if you want 40% off of this bike, what you can do is actually go to the other link down below, and you can go to the website and you can sign up to get 40% off of this bike right now, which is insane. This is a brand new company. That's why you've never heard of this bike yet, but I promise you guys, you will be hearing a lot more about this company in the future. I'm excited to be a part of it kind of in the early days in any way. So this company, Ristretto, is going to be launching very soon on Indiegogo. I'm extremely excited to see the growth of the company. And again, if you're interested in the giveaway, go to the link down below for Instagram. If you want to purchase one, then you can also get 40% off right now. So you can go to that other link and sign up for $100. Yeah, I'm super thankful to be a part of it. And if you guys have any questions on the bikes, you can also hit me up as well. I'd love to give you guys some, some specs on it, some features, some things that it does. But yeah, you definitely won't go wrong if you're in the market for an electric bike, getting one of these for 40% off. And I'm extremely excited to be able to give one of these to one of you guys. So yeah, man, just go enter the giveaway. Make sure you guys do it. Instagram is down below. First link, go enter the giveaway. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that little clip, that little edit that Nick just made. Also, one of you guys is going to be very lucky winning that bike. But right now, what I'm going to be doing is just going into a little Q&A because I haven't done one of these in a while, and I thoroughly enjoy talking to the camera, just giving you guys my opinions on things, talking through things. So that's what we're going to do right here. Now, I put up a little Q&A poll on my Instagram story. The most asked question, as you might, be able to tell, had to do with gear-related performance-enhancing drugs. So the question I actually got the most, which I thought was interesting, was, do I think that steroids are worth it? So the answer to that question is actually going to be no. I don't think that it's worth it for most people. Now, that might shock people because obviously I'm admittingly, I've used cycles. I do use them, performance-enhancing drugs, for the competitions that I do, for the things that I want to do in my life. Now, I would never, obviously shame anybody else for using substances or anything of that nature. I wouldn't, but that doesn't mean that I recommend it for most people. So the reason why I say that is because I think that, it's a massive, massive commitment when it comes to financially, when it comes to your health, it's a long-term commitment. If it's something that you're going to do for years and years, you have to eventually come off at some point or stay on TRT for the rest of your life. And so you're making a commitment that is not only going to impact you, during your cycle, but long after the cycle potentially. And so I just think that for most people, financially and damaging their health, all those things considered, it's not worth it if you're not trying to become a world-class athlete in a sport that allows. Now, like I said, I don't hate on anybody for using them because I use them myself. Even if somebody is not a world-class athlete and they're an average Joe going to the gym and they use them, that's, if you're a grown man or grown woman, you could do whatever you want to do. But from my experience using, these things, there can be certain things that pop up here and there that can cost a lot of money. Now, I have friends that have had to spend $10,000 on gyno surgery because they did things wrong, okay, and they had to get gyno cut out. That cost them $10,000. I know plenty of people that lose their hair, okay, they don't have hair protocols. Even if they do, they still can lose their hair. So people will lose their hair. It can cause cystic acne. For me personally, I had acne, And what happened, I mean, I've had to pay about $3,000 plus to actually get rid of my acne. The reason why I did that was because I actually went to a clinic. So it was an in-person clinic. They did chemical peels and treatments and gave me all these, you know, supplements and products that were pricey. So it might be cheaper for some to get rid of acne. But I mean, you know, if you're going to a dermatologist or an acne clinic, it can become very pricey. Like I said, the gyno can be pricey. Again, I mean, hairline replacement surgery, $7,000 to $10,000. So if you're worried about your hair, I mean, some people are just predisposed, even if they do take things like finasteride, dutasteride, minoxidil, RU, whatever, it's 5841, I believe it is. There's different ones. Some of you guys like, I don't even know what you're talking about, but there's things you can take for your hair, you know, but it still might come out. Some people, you know, it's just how it is. So you're taking all these risks. And so if your goal is to look good on a beach or to just feel good, be strong, get girls, you know, whatever it might be, then impacting your health potentially for life, you know, changing your physiology for life potentially, losing hair, potential acne, potential gyno, all these side effects, I just don't think it's worth it for the average person. And that's just kind of my opinion on it. So yeah, I'm not going to beat the horse dead. I've probably reiterated myself a few times, but that's really where I would go with it. So, I mean, obviously I do use it because I have goals to become world class and it's worth it for me. And that's for everybody to decide on their own. Is it worth it for you? But if I had to, you know, recommend my son something, it's going to be, I recommend you not use it. So that's that. All right, the next question by my friend Joe. All right, everyone wants to go pro, but no one realizes the expenses the sport can cost. Can you give them insight? Okay, I can do that, Mr. Joe. So a lot of people are actually, you know, I actually get a lot of guys come to me, they're like, you know, I want to go pro. What do I have to do to go pro? They want to do all these things, right? And so like I already had mentioned before with, you know, substances, PEDs costing money, okay, you also have to pay for your show. Okay, now for the show, you have to pay for tanning, hotel, you have to pay for every single class that you enter. So it might be $400 or $500 for the hotel, $150 for tanning, $300, $400 if you're doing 2 or 3 classes. That could be probably $300, $400. You have to pay a coach. You're also eating a regimented diet. And so for some people, depending on how much you eat out, you know, you might be saving, but for most, you're gonna be spending a lot more money than usual, maybe $800 a month on food, 70, depending on how you swing it, like 6, 7, 800. So like, it's not very cheap, especially if you're getting high quality meats. You could probably go down to like 600, but you know, if you're paying 900 for, but yeah, sorry, I got interrupted by the Bluetooth being connected by someone else's phone. But anyway, what I was saying is the food, the coach, the show itself, the tanning, the hotel, you're looking at thousands of dollars every time you do a prep. So, I mean, I would say give or take, I mean, if you're paying a coach $300 a month for a 12-week prep, $900, okay? So like, let me just add this up. Let me just add it up, okay? So we have, if we're doing a 12-week prep, we have $900 for coach. Let's just say I'll give it 600 times 3 for food every month. And that's on the low end, okay? Now for supplementation PEDs, we'll say for a prep on the lower end, probably for most, another 1,000. For the show, for tanning, for each class. Then you also have to pay for your NPC card as well. That's another thing I didn't even mention. You have to pay for your card to be able to even sign up for a show. So that card is also $150 a year from the NPC. Okay, so with everything included, your NPC card, signing up for the classes you want to do, your tanning, your hotel, your coach, your food, your supplements, and that's not even including your protein, your creatine, and your fish oils. We'll add another $500 for that. You're looking at, like, on a lower end for a prep, probably spending $4,600. That would be kind of typical for someone to spend on a competition prep. So it's not very cheap. And that was a very good question because I don't think a lot of people do realize that. So that's just some insight if you are looking to do a prep. Not trying to turn anyone away from it, but from my experience, I have probably spent this much on each prep that I did. Actually way more because I actually had to fly somewhere as well for my last one. So I had to get tickets there. It can get expensive. All right, so the next question, someone said, what is your social security number? So that is gonna be 841-936. Just kidding, that is not my social, fully made up, but I thought that question was funny. Okay, so somebody said to me, what do I do for hair loss? It's a good question. I already talked about it a little bit in the video. So what I currently am doing for my hair loss prevention, and I'm only on TRT, well actually no, it's above TRT. I'm on 200 milligrams of testosterone, which it is above like a TRT level, but it's not an insane dose. So What I use is 1 milligram of finasteride a day, and then I do 2 milligrams of minoxidil, 1 milligram in the morning, 1 milligram at night, and that's all I'm currently utilizing. And my hair does feel very thick, healthy, and it feels good. The other thing is, having a good shampoo and conditioner is going to be good too. You want to make sure that your hair doesn't get dry, because then it can become brittle. So I like to take care of my hair by putting like moisturizing masks in there as well, making sure I have a good shampoo and conditioner, and washing it every night. Here's a good one. When you were struggling the most in your fitness journey, what did you do to become better? So what I would say is, I live by the motto of, on your worst days, you need to do the things that you don't want to do. The days where you don't feel like doing anything, you feel unmotivated, those are the days you have to make sure you do all the things that you need to do, meaning get your meals in, meaning drink your water, go to the gym. Even if you feel weak that day, get through your workout, do your cardio, do those things, because those are the days that allow you to have those good days. Because if you're not consistent, you're never going to have those days where you're literally sitting there towards the end of a competition prep and you're like, this is insane, the work that I've put in, not only over these 12 weeks, but the last 8 years of my life, you know what I mean? And even if it's not a competition prep, it might be a day you go into max on the deadlift and you're like, wow, it's not only since I've peaked on this program, it's the last however many years I've put in the gym to be able to deadlift 700 pounds or 500 pounds or whatever it might be. So make sure you live by that. Just on the days you fucking don't want to do it, go and do the things that you know you should do. So that is that. What is your thought on which meat is best for you? I actually like this question a lot. So I will steer you guys away from, if you can possibly swing it, I would recommend you getting, if you're gonna, for red meats, getting pasture-raised, organic, grass-fed, 100% grass-fed beef, no antibiotics, hormones, or any of that stuff. All of them say that, but the main things you want to look for are organic, pasture-raised, and 100% grass-fed, and grass-finished. Grass-finished as well is the best. And then for chicken, if you're going to do chicken, you want to make sure that you have pasture-raised, organic. With eggs, same thing. You want to make sure that it's uncaged. They're not living in these little cages. They're healthy. Uncaged. I'm not sure if pasture raised, but uncaged organic chicken, uncaged organic eggs is what I recommend for eggs. And potentially, I forget, but I think pasture raised is another thing you want to look for in eggs. So I would say that for the eggs. And when it comes to fish, typically you'd like to go for anything that's going to be wild caught. Rather than farmed, because those farmed fish are typically, they're eating each other's shit, they're living in horribly stressful and disgusting environments. Even in the ocean, there's a lot of mercury, okay? So the fish nowadays have a lot of mercury in them, but give or take, I would probably rather fresh ocean fish or, just wild caught rather than farm raised. So those are kind of the things I look out for personally when I buy my meats. Organic, pasture raised, grass-fed, grass-finished for the meats, all those things. Do you have a specific diet you follow, and do you ever have cheat meals? So the way that I go about my diet, because I've been doing this for 8 years, I've coached hundreds of people, I've learned my body so well and just how the human body works. I can always learn more, and that's a fact, but I feel comfortable enough now to intuitively kind of eat. So what I really do is I'll focus on making sure every day I hit a certain amount of protein. So I'll do like 20 to 50 grams above my body weight in protein, and then I'll make sure I get a bunch of greens, a bunch of great vegetables in my diet. Like I already said with the meats, all high quality meats. And then essentially what I'll do is I'll just add in like quality carb sources that will digest well with my body. That's the key thing for growing and not getting kind of chunky, is making sure you're digesting your food well, you're eating things that your body can process very well, that are not super processed foods. I do saturated fats, I don't do trans fats. I try to keep my diet as healthy as possible. When I say healthy, what I mean by that is eating foods that are actually going to be good for my internals, not just going to add weight on me for bulking or whatever, right? So what I mean by that is foods that have high nutritional value or things that can digest quickly. And so I'll do a lot of like white rice, oatmeal, sweet potato, gold potato, purple potatoes, I'll do quinoa, brown rice, I'll do whole grain bagels, I'll do cream of rice for carbs, healthy fats, and like almond butter. Peanut butter is actually inflammatory to the system, so I try to stay away from that. I do almond butter, I'll do a lot of avocado, obviously. I'll have good quality eggs in my diet. I actually keep my fat pretty low, my carbs high and my protein high, so that's kind of how I go about it. And I found that that is what helps me stay leaner. So I make sure I eat 5 to 6 times every single day. What this is gonna do is it keeps your body's metabolism moving, right? So your metabolism is always moving, your body's used to getting more food. And so in my experience, in my client's experience, if I give someone more meals in the day, it's easier for them to stay leaner. And that's just what I've experienced. I don't know the science behind it, but that's what I've always experienced. So 5 to 6 meals, high protein, high carb. The carbs also keep the metabolism spiking, in my opinion. So you eat carbs and you're eating good quality carb sources, it just keeps the metabolism spiked and high. You want to, the goal for an off season, or really always, is to keep your metabolism very high so that your body's burning, you're burning through the food all the time, burning calories all the time. So kind of jumbled up, but that's kind of what I do with my diet. Healthy, high carb, low fat, high protein, 5 to 6 meals. How occasionally were you going for a PR when you were young training? Well, I still think I'm pretty young, but what I would say, when I was like a teenager, I am not gonna lie to you, Dave and I would sit fucking in class all day, text each other, I'm gonna fucking hit a bigger PR than you, I'm gonna hit a fucking bigger PR than you. We probably maxed on bench, squat, or deadlift 3 fucking times a week. Do not recommend it. Dave didn't get out unscathed. Dave came out a grandpa with a snap back. Luckily, somehow I didn't, but yeah, we would max way too often. And I get a lot of clients who wanna max too often, but what I, try to recommend people do is don't max, try to, if you're going for an actual all-out 1 rep max potential failure, don't do that more than every like 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, if you can comfortably get something like 90% of your max, that's fine to hit a heavy single every few weeks, or like 2 weeks or so, but I would not recommend doing maxes all the time like Dave and myself. Okay, this is a good one. How did I start my online coaching business? So basically where it all started was me just learning through the years, actually reading through the scientific literature, reading through different studies, reading through different books, watching people on YouTube that are extremely educated, Eric Helms, like Mark Bell for form and different things of that nature. Lane Norton's really, really good. Dr. Mark Hyman's really, really good. Jeff Nippert has some pretty good information in a lot of his videos, in my opinion. So I would watch some of those. I would watch a lot of their stuff. I would read books that they recommend. I would read scientific literature. I'm certified through ISSA, which is a nationally accredited certification for bodybuilding. Actually, it's a bodybuilding specialist certification. So I took that, which I learned a fuckload through. And so what I did was put my training to myself into practice for 6, 7, 8 years. It was actually like 7.5 years. For like 7.5 years, I learned my body, what worked, what didn't work. I tried everything under the sun. I tried every supplement, and I kind of got a really good idea of what actually works. I have a system down that works for people, and it's not just unique to me. It's a system that there's interchangeable parts for females, for males that are overweight, males that are underweight, someone that wants to become a bodybuilder, someone that wants to become a powerlifter. There's different interchangeable parts, but I have a system that kind of can work for everybody through diet, training, mobility, all these things. And so without rambling anymore, I did a lot of practical research on myself. I got practical knowledge through actually doing the things that people wanted to hire me to do. I've cut a bunch of times, I've bulked a bunch of times, I've deadlifted 680, I've squatted 585, I've benched 415. I want to show, qualified to become an IFBB pro, I'm a professional athlete, so I've done all these things, learned on my own body, started taking on clients for free, slowly learned how to work with other people, and then I felt comfortable to charge people, got into contest prep, and it's just trial and tribulation. You learn through getting clients over time. And I also built the actual business through my social media. I mean, you guys see it. You get to see me for who I am, and you see the work, the progress and the work that I put in over the years. And so I think it kind of speaks for itself. I think that me putting myself out there in the way that I did and showing my clients results, it's just simply self-explanatory. Like I have great prices and I know what I'm doing. People see that through my clients and myself. So yeah, that's pretty much kind of how I got it off the ground. How do you keep your estrogen in check on 200 mg dose of test? Well, buddy, what I do is I actually don't take any anti-estrogen like any Arimidex or Aromacin or anything like that. What I do is I just take 300 milligrams of DIM every day, and that seems to keep my estrogen in a very good level where I need it to be. Like when I get blood work done, it'll be like in the 30s or, you know, high 30s, which is pretty much where I'd like mine to be personally. I feel good when it's in that level. So I'll just take 300 milligrams of DIM on the 200 test and I feel great. I don't need an anti-estrogen. And honestly, a lot of people abuse anti-estrogens. They use too much of it. It can be negative on your health. It can be negative for your heart, your brain, all of these different things. If you're overusing it and using it all the time, year round, always, it's not very healthy for you. So I try to stay away from it unless I'm like on a way higher dose of testosterone. It's okay to use a bit of it, but even when you're on a lot higher dose, people abuse it. Other than that, you know, I recommend all my clients do cardio in the off season. Some people that are bulking, I'll have them do cardio daily. Most people, depending on their metabolism, I'll have them do every other day or something like that. I would try to get some type of Fitbit or Apple Watch or something where you know how many calories you're burning extra from that run, and then try to add some more calories to your diet. Other than that, you know, I recommend all my clients do cardio in the off season. Some people that are bulking, I'll have them do cardio daily. Most people, depending on their metabolism, I'll have them do every other day or something like that. But if their metabolism is a bit slower, I'll have them do it daily. But that was gonna be the last question I'm gonna answer, guys. I'm about to actually head down to the gym and I'm gonna hit a little arm workout. So if you enjoy that, if you do, leave a comment, leave a thumbs up. Again, go enter that giveaway. It's gonna be insane. So yeah, that's just that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Enjoy this arm workout.
I ain't really here for the gossip, nah. Blah blah blah, yeah I'm hot, bitch. Try to play me, but you tried it. Way too wavy, gotta ride it. Pull up on you, yeah we sliding. Make her eyes roll when I slide in. Neck on wrist on shaman. Tell them say less, no comment. And we only here for the commas.
Ay, pull up and how about we slide? Loaded away on beside. These niggas be lying. Skating on Dayton's, we gliding. I'm hitting that bitch in the driving.
Hitting that bitch while we vibing. You know I be on that time and light up, I'm firing. Dress it up, yeah I be styling. Eat up the drip, she be dining. Straight to the top, she be climbing. We the ones that they admire. All of these niggas expiring. Ice of the boss and we hiring. Raising the hood where it's sirens. They hopping on ship like a pirate.
Ay, ay, driving the boat and I came for the loot and the treasure. These niggas be hating, do better. Dropping them ashes, done burn me a hole in my sweater. I'm stingy, I'm holding this cheddar.
Holding this cheese, living more better. Smoking these doobies with Xavier. We keep this shit gravy. Yeah, we too groovy. We keep it unruly. Know it's yours truly. Smoke a big head, call it Stewie. Bad chick wanna do me. Ass thick and she coolie. She busted open like a Uzi. I busted, then I'm back to duty. Call of Duty, I'm online with it. Took my time with it. Watch the operators. They be plotting shit on the go with the gang and they rock with us. Everywhere that we go, we be popping up. Yeah, we popular. Eyes on us like binocular. Yeah, they time is up. You could try your luck. Stay anonymous, but in God we trust.
In God we trust. All these niggas looking odd to us. Riding waves just like they ride the bus. Them pretty bitches wanna ride my nuts. The vibe is us. Sergio Tacchini eating fettuccine. Know they see me getting cake. I've been out hustling at the dinner, baby. I'm a winner. I don't really need a break. Breaking my foot in your ass. Breaking the nigga these hoes when I'm bending the
All right, fam, so finishing my day out with 20 minutes, probably 25 minutes of cardio. I do, like I said earlier in the video, every day I do cardio, bulking or cutting. So get on the wave if you're trying to be healthy, trying to stay lean. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Trying to upgrade the content. Hopefully we'll be doing some really dope collabs soon. So be on the lookout for that. And I shall see you guys